how can we interpret day and night Gave in Gurbani? The musical singing is feasible for a while, maybe for a longer while, but that's it. One cannot sing forever. No teacher would ask somebody to sing forever. However, one is encouraged to Gave in Gurbani continuously, day and night, forever. Let's discuss this in the light of Gurbani. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. There is a reference in Gurbani to Gave continuously as respiration. Saas saas har Gave Nanak, Satgur taak liya mera padda jiyo. So one is expected to Gave of Gurbani as continuously as respiration, which means that one should Gave every moment of one's life. There is only one activity that can continue forever. This activity is thinking. Accordingly, if har Gave has to be as continuous as respiration, then har Gave would mean think about Hari. Thus, Gave in this sermon of Gurbani means thinking. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gave of Gurbani has to be done 24 hours daily. Aठ पहर नानक जस गावे मांगन kao hardan. Now, one pahar is of 3 hours duration. So, 8 pahar means 24 hours. And there are 24 hours in a day. So, one is expected to sing for 8 pahars. One would end up singing all 24 hours every day. Now, this is squarely unfeasible and impractical. There is only one activity that can continue 24 hours a day, every day. This activity is the activity of thinking. Athe pahar Gave means that one thinks about attributes of God all the time. Before seeking to beg from God, one is encouraged to do extensive study about the giver and the possible gifts. This is what it means. Aठ pahar nanak jas gave mangan kao hardan. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gave of Gurbani has to be done forever. Nanak Das sada gun gave, ek pori nadar nihali hai jiyo. Now, is it necessary that a Das should also be a singer as well? Let us try to realize the prerequisite quality of a Das. One is a Das because of one's thoughts, rather than one's ability to sing. Even if singing is taken as a necessary quality of a Das, then according to this directive of Gurbani, Das has to do Gave forever. Now, there is only one activity that continues forever, which is thinking. Thus, Das sada gun gave means that Das thinks about the attributes of God ever. Nanak, Das sada gun gave, ek pori nadar nihali hai jiyo. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gave has to be done every day. Gun gave an din nit jagi. The Gurbani has herein issued two significant and interrelated directives. First is to Gave Andin, and second is Nit Jagi, that is to remain aware of pitfalls, to remain aware ever. The second directive is a clear indication that Gavai is related to thought process, since only by thought process one can be aware of something. Thus, Gun Gavai Andin means thinking about attributes of God daily. Gun Gavai Andin Nit Jagi. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gavai of Gurbani has to be done day and night. Sada anand rahe din rati jan nanak an din har gun gavai. Happiness, sadness and ecstasy is in one's thoughts. For the ecstasy to continue day and night, the thoughts that lead to ecstasy also need to continue day and night as well. This is the relation between Sada Anand, that is ecstasy, forever, and Andin Hargun Gavai, that is Hari in thoughts on daily basis ever. Thus, in this sermon too, Gavai means thinking. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gavai has to be done night and day. Hamra Thakur sabte ucha, Rain dinas tis gava re. How can one sing one's master? How do we interpret tis gava? If one derives a method to sing the master, there is yet other stipulation in this sermon of Gurbani. One has to sing the master night and day, that is all the time, ever. One would soon realize that we are trying to interpret the wrong way. It is in fact an attribute of the master that he is above all, sabte ucha. The directive of Gurbani is to try to understand that how the master is above all. The master is above all in so many ways that we might need to continue to think about it night and day, that is all the time, ever. Thus, Rain dinas gavao means to think about the master all the time. Hamra Thakur sabte ucha, Rain dinas tis gavao re. There is a reference of Gurbani wherein Gavai has to be done along with other daily activities. Uthat baithat har gun gavai, dukh dard pram paga. Gavai in Uthat baithat gavai is referring to either singing or thinking. It appears quite awkward to relate to musical singing while standing up and sitting down. However, it is quite natural to think about anything while standing up and sitting down. We also need to take a note of the consequence of this activity. Pain, sorrow and doubt are getting dispelled due to Gavai. Pain, sorrow and doubt are in one's thoughts. If one keeps engrossed in thoughts about Hari all the time, that is Uthat Baithat Gavai, then one would have no time to feel pain, sorrow and doubt. This is how pain, sorrow and doubt get dispelled. Thus, Gavai in Uthat Baithat Gavai is referring to thinking. Uthat Baithat har gun gavai, dukh dard pram paga. We may thus conclude, since Gavai of Gurbani is an activity that is done continuously, therefore Gavai of Gurbani refers to thinking rather than musical singing. Gavai as thinking is the unique meaning of Gavai and Gurbani. Are there more unique meanings of Gavai in Gurbani? We shall take up in the next video. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.